This is a tale of two friends, Sam and Dylan, and how their friendship overcame what appeared to be an obstacle but turned out not to be.
Oh, hi Sam. How can I help you today?
Well, I need to talk to someone about an issue I've been having.
Yeah, well, I'm all ears. You can tell me everything you want.
Um, I don't quite feel like a girl, and I'm not sure how to act around others.
So, you're transgender or?
I guess so.
Well, why don't you try changing little things about your appearance so that you can identify more as a boy?
Yeah, maybe that will work. Okay, thank you. Hey, Dylan.
Hey, oh, you look like quite the lady today, don't you?
Yeah, I think we have to talk for a moment. Could you
All right.
hold on, please?
Okay.
So, we've known each other for quite a while now, and we've known each other for forever, really. You're basically my brother, and that's why I trust you with this.
Okay. I'm listening.
Well, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the term transgender. That's what I am.
Um, Not really familiar with it, no.
Well, it means that I know I'm a girl biologically, but I don't feel like a girl. I feel like a boy.
Right. Well, I'm not really sure how to react to that, honestly. I guess I'll see you later. All right. Hi.
Hi, what's troubling your mind, dear?
So I have a friend, and he or she is a transgender, and I'm not really sure how to handle it.
Well, it's not an easy situation for anyone, well,
Yeah.
especially not your friend. How did you react when he told you?
Well, I wasn't really sure what to say. I was completely baffled, so I just told him that I didn't know how to react.
Well, it's good that you didn't react in a negative way, because your friend needs to know that he's not alone in this, and your support will really, really help him.
Okay, so then what do I do?
Maybe you could try looking up some information about transgenders. That could possibly
Okay.
help.
Alright, I'll try to do that. Thank you.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Hi, Mum.
Oh, hey, honey. How was school?
School was fine. I'm going upstairs to do some homework on the computer.
All right. I will call you down for dinner when
All right.
it's ready.
Okay. Okay. How do I even begin? That makes sense, right?
If you're like most people, you haven't had to think much about your lungs. You were born with fully functioning lungs that have delivered oxygen to your blood and brain, just as they are supposed to. You can't imagine it another way simply because it's never been any other way for you. You have also not given much thought to the role oxygen plays in your life, because it's always been there as much as you need, delivered to you on cue, no questions asked. For anyone who has briefly experienced a decrease in oxygen or lack of oxygen, that person will likely never forget the feeling of panic and the intense primal need to have oxygen fill the lungs once again. Take a nice deep breath. Let the air expand your lungs, and your stomach feels good, doesn't it? Oxygen. What would you do without it? Well, you would die. It's the obvious answer. What if you had enough of it to survive, but just not quite enough to lead a normal life? Picture this. You were born with something wrong with your lungs, so that they couldn't fully absorb, process oxygen the way most people's lungs can. You can take it in just enough oxygen to live, but not fully engage in life. Since you were born with your lungs not doing precisely what they should do, you spend every day of your life not being able to do all the things you would otherwise like to do. You spend many of your days wishing your lungs were different, wishing you could breathe as fully and deeply as everyone around you. You watch everyone take those deep, life-sustaining breaths, and you can't tell none of them realize how lucky they are. They have lungs, and the resulting oxygen they get is simply taken for granted. You stand there talking shallow, vague breath, feeling weak and somewhat listless. Then one day you stumble across something on the internet. Subpar oxygenation syndrome. Yes, I made that up. You discover there is a name for what you have been experiencing, and other people have it too. Sadly, some have taken their own lives for not being able to tolerate the feeling associated with having this syndrome. You feel relieved, validated, excited. Then you read that there is a solution. While it may not give you new lungs, there is a machine that can deliver this life enhancing oxygen straight to you, an oxygen tank. It's expensive, insurance doesn't cover in this scenario, but you know you will do anything to get access to it. The day you get your tank feels like the most liberating, exciting day of your life. You strap that baby on and put the tubes under your nose. To breathe so fully and so easily is something you have longed for your whole life, but never thought you would experience. At times you feel sad and resentful you have to wear such a contraption to feel the way most others were born feeling, but continue to be grateful nonetheless. Don't hesitate, just past it and it will be fine.
Dylan, dinner is ready.
I'm coming. Oh, hey, Dad.
Hi Dylan, how was your day?
It was good.
Good. Are you done using the computer, son? I need it for my work.
Oh, yeah, I found what I was looking for.
Okay, thanks. I'll use it after dinner.
Okay.
probably clean this computer. It's been quite a while. What's this? Transgender? Hasn't. Right, Dylan, you've got some explaining to do, young man. Right, Dylan, what's this?
Honey, calm down. Please don't shout.
I'll shout when I want to shout. Our son has been hiding something from us.
What does he mean?
That it's not me.
It's not you. On the computer, you looked some stuff up about it.
Boys, what's this all about?
Look, I just had to look up stuff for school.
Oh yeah? Our son's transgender.
Richard, he's still our son. We will accept him the way he is.
Mum, I'm not transgender, my friend is.
Your friend?
Yeah.
Do you mean Sam?
Yeah, I mean Sam.
Well, honey, son, we haven't had dessert yet. Why don't you invite her over to talk about it, if she wants?
Dad?
Okay, if you think that will help.
Well, if he wants, but I'll ask him.
Hey Sam. As you know, I didn't really know how to react to what you said to me earlier, but I've been looking up some stuff, and I think I get it now a bit better anyway. Problem is, my parents actually found out, and they don't really understand. So if it's not too much to ask, could you come over? We could have dessert, and we could talk about it.
All right, I'll be there in a bit.
All right, till then.
Hi there, Sam.
Hi Sam, how are you, darling?
I'm fine, thank you.
Sam, we'd like you to explain it a bit. We can't quite wrap our heads around it.
Well, it's not that difficult in a way, I guess. It's quite simple. It's like living in a defect body, and you know there's a way to fix it, but you just have to admit it to yourself and your loved ones. And well, I've always known I was a bit different. It was just a matter of finding out what it was.
So, are you going to decide to be a boy in a boy body?
Well, I've been thinking about it, and maybe I would want to transition. I mean, it's a little early, but I was thinking of starting hormones maybe next year, and I talked about it with my parents some, and they were okay with it, and we're going to find a doctor who can help us with it. So, yeah, probably. I think it will make me feel better about myself as well.
We will support your decision.
It's very nice, Meredith, thank you.
So, are you gay?
Well, I'm not gay. Gay is something completely different than being transgender, because you like the person of the same sex, and I don't identify as a girl. I do like women, but I feel like I'm a boy, so it would be heterosexual, if you get that.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it's difficult to understand, because you probably still look at me as a girl.
Well, it's changing obviously now.
Well, yeah,
Because new
it's all changing. It's very new for everyone.
We don't blame you or anything. It startled me. That's all.
Well, we wish you the best of luck.
Oh, thank you. See you next time.
Alright, take care.